Ooh, there is a stench in the air. I am smelling an absolute stench right now. And it must be from those stinky, stinky Chicago Bears. Man, there is so much to unpack. Chicago Bears just lost on Sunday, 52-21. And I don't know where to begin with this. What I was saying last week about the false starts, the holds, those pre-snap penalties from the offensive line, they're still there. What the fuck are you guys doing up there? Like, I get it. It's pretty much a new offensive line, aside from a few pieces. But at the end of the day, you guys gotta get it together up there, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with all these penalties. Because what you do, whenever you have these penalties, you already exasperate the problems of a struggling offense. The offense is already struggling as is. When you have so many penalties in a game, you have so many false starts, so many holds that push you even further back, it just makes the offense look absolutely anemic. And that is what happened yesterday. Caleb Williams, man. Caleb Williams. He looked horrible. He looked horrible. And it just looks like he's not seeing the field. There was a play. There was a play where it was 2nd and 32 because of the aforementioned penalties. You know, big shocker, right? But 2nd and 32. Caleb scrambles out of the pocket to his right and just fires deep an absolute horrific interception. Completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary at that stage. It's 2nd and 32. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, buddy? Throw it out of bounds. So what if you can't get it all back at once? You're not going to get it all back at once. Throw it out of bounds. I don't understand that. I don't understand why he felt the need, rolling to his right, that magically someone's going to catch that football when there's like a sea of blue jerseys over there. It felt like the Detroit Lions didn't even have to try. That was like scrimmage for them. I also don't understand why do we have these two tight ends that we're not using? Why did we pay Cole Kmet a big contract? And why did we draft this kid, Colston Loveland, 10th overall if we weren't going to use him? I keep hearing that Ben Johnson's a fan of two tight end sets. Where are they? They open things up in the midfield. Caleb's just constantly looking deep for Odunze or looking deep for DJ Moore, but in actuality, he needs to keep his eyes midfield. That's where it starts in the passing game, when you're trying to march down the field and just do these little short drop passes. It starts in the midfield. And that's what your tight ends should be used for, but I don't know where they are. Maybe it's Caleb making them look bad. Maybe it's because he can't see the middle of the field that they're not getting that many targets. Maybe he's just partially blind to the midfield, that he can only see deep. That's what it feels like, at least. The defense was it was atrocious, man. It was hot garbage. It was ass. You give up 52 points to the Lions. I'm not saying the Lions are a bad team. There's no fucking way that they should be putting up 52 points on your defense. Jared Goff, I'm not a big Jared Goff fan, but yesterday he looked like Tom Brady. He had all the time to throw. Zero pressure. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, bro, Sonic and Knuckles, they did what they wanted. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 3 touchdowns yesterday. 3. That shouldn't happen. I'm not saying Amon-Ra's not a good receiver, but he is not 3 touchdowns good. Let me tell you that much. You didn't have a DB that could cover him, so I guess it's to be expected. But the thing that really frustrates me about this defense, where is Mr. Houdini himself? Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat. He's completely non-existent. He's a non-factor. I don't understand why they even bothered trading for him. I don't understand why they even spent the money on him when they traded for him. You basically paid this guy to put on an NFL uniform and just breathe. That's all he's doing. He does not affect the game at any level. He's a non-factor. He has no impact. I feel more impact from my gut after I eat Taco Bell than Montez Sweat on the Chicago Bears. Why did you bother getting him? He is Mr. Houdini himself. He is a magician, because these are 2 of the greatest vanishing acts I've ever seen in back-to-back weeks. And I believe that this is all against a fraudulent opponent. Detroit's fraudulent, in my opinion. I know a lot of you Lions fans, but there might be some Lions fans out there that might look at me and say, "What the hell are you thinking? You're just hating because you're not us, because you're not good." That's not the case. They're fraudulent. You lost in the playoffs last year to a Washington team, a rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels, who I'm not going to try and disrespect Jaden Daniels. I think he was a great rookie. Greatest rookie season ever. But there's no way in hell you should lose that game the way you did. And then the year before that, when you're up 24-7 against the 49ers in the playoffs, and you lose. So yeah, Detroit's fraudulent to me. I don't think they're as good as advertised. Jared Goff is not elite by any means. But he looked elite yesterday against my Bears. Most quarterbacks do. I don't think this is even on Ben Johnson. These guys, they just don't want to be here. They just don't. Ben Johnson is visibly frustrated. He is visibly frustrated. And to me, it just seems that these guys are just dispassionate for whatever reason. It's also Caleb's fault. Like, I put a lot of this blame on Caleb, because he's constantly trying to play hero ball. He's constantly trying to do things that worked for him at college in USC, but they're not working here. They are not working here. I don't know what it is with him. It feels like he's not seeing the field. He's not reading the defense. He is just going through the motions. And it seems like after the first drive, where, the first drives are usually 10 to 15 plays that are scripted to start the game. It seems like he can run those. But when it's time to play a complete game, he can't do it. We saw that all last year. And now we're seeing it carry over to this year. I know it's a new coach. I get it. But we're starting to see the same problems. And Ben Johnson is supposed to be an offensive mastermind. And we're still seeing Caleb have the same issues he was having last year. Make it make sense. If the NFL... I don't know how many of you guys watch soccer. Or at least know about soccer. Like how they do it in Europe. But usually most soccer leagues have some sort of relegation system. If the NFL had a relegation system, the Bears would be fucking relegated right now. Like, seriously. They can't win to save their lives. Ryan Poles has put together a roster that is just underwhelming. Ryan Pace before him was incompetent. But at least he had guys who could make the Pro Bowl. Poles has not drafted a single Pro Bowl player. Not a single one. Reason being, because whoever's evaluating the talent over there, if it's Poles himself or it's the scouts or whoever, they are not evaluating talent correctly. Want to know something else about this Bears defense? They didn't record a single sack yesterday. Not one. And this all goes back to, Mr. Houdini himself not showing up. Because you're supposed to elevate the guys around you if you're truly a dominant defensive player. I mean, we see Micah Parsons does for the Packers. But for some reason, we decide to just get these guys that are just not passionate. It may be time for Tyson Bagent to have his shine, I'd say bench Caleb. See what you got with Bagent, You might as well. Tyson Bagent, he just got paid. He's able to support his family now, and he's happy. So he's motivated. Caleb Williams looks completely unmotivated. He does. He looks like he's just out there, just because he needs to, just because he needs to earn a check. And right now, he just looks absolutely dreadful. He looks dreadful to watch. I said it last week that it was going to get really ugly if they couldn't get it together, and here it is already. I know it's just week 2. I know we still got a lot of season to go, but the outlook is not very good. I know some of you guys out there were really optimistic going into this season. This is why I'm never optimistic. This is why I'm never optimistic about the Chicago Bears. Dumpster fire at every single level. And word of advice: if you're like a Madden fan, like if you like to play Madden on like the PS4, PS5 or whatever, you could rebuild this team right now better than Ryan Poles. You can just fire up the video game right now and just rebuild the Bears. Because that's the closest you're going to get to this team having relevancy.